In this video, I've got some more definitions for you, specifically programs and portfolios and how they relate to each other, and of course how they relate to projects. So we already know that a project is a temporary endeavour to create something unique, and indeed an organisation may well have lots of projects going on at the same time. And if any of these projects are related, then that's where the idea of a programme comes in, where we define a programme as related projects which are managed in a coordinated way in order to obtain benefits which we wouldn't get if we were to manage them individually. So you can see we still have these individual projects with their project managers performing the detailed project planning, but they are part of the coordinated effort that is the programme. So at the simplest level, we can say that the purpose of a programme is to tie a bunch of related projects together. But don't be fooled into thinking of a programme as just a really big project. That isn't quite right, and in the PMI world the terms are certainly not interchangeable. So let's think of an example. Let's say that we make fitness equipment and we're making a new stationary exercise bike. So there's going to be a number of specific, well-defined efforts, and by that I mean projects, involved in bringing that bike to market. So we'll have a project for the software on the screen, and another one for the hardware, and another one for the associated online experience with, I don't know, virtual cycle rides or whatever. And there might be more too. So yes, these are all clearly defined projects, but as a programme they're brought together to form a cohesive package of work. And note that a project doesn't have to be part of a programme. You might well have standalone projects that aren't related to any others, and that's just fine. So where does a portfolio fit in then? Well, if I just tuck my projects into their programmes here, we define a portfolio as those programmes and projects all being coordinated such that they contribute to the organisation's strategic objectives. Now note that our portfolio, and indeed our programmes for that matter, may actually include work that is operational in nature. So it really is kind of the big picture view of all the work that's being done to achieve the overall strategic objectives of the organisation. And that standalone project we had may or may not be part of that portfolio. So that means that a project can be managed in three distinct scenarios. Firstly, as a standalone project outside of a programme or a portfolio. Secondly, within a programme, which itself might be inside or outside the portfolio, or, as we saw, within a portfolio. Okay, so now we know what programmes and portfolios are, and in the previous video we defined project management, but now let's take a moment to define what we mean by programme management and portfolio management. And as usual, I'll be using the PMBOK as my reference. So portfolio management aligns the contents of the portfolio with the organisation's strategies by selecting the right programmes or projects, prioritising the work and providing the resources. So at this level we'll be asking the question as to whether creating that exercise bike is the right programme for the organisation to be undertaking. And programme management is going to be focusing on the interdependencies between projects in the programme in order to determine the optimal approach for managing them. And of course that's with a view to achieving the programme objectives. Now, I think your homework for this video is going to be pretty straightforward. Firstly, make sure that you are happy with what we mean by a programme and a portfolio, and the fact that projects may or may not sit inside them. And be aware that although project management is what we're interested in right now, portfolio management and programme management are different areas of focus.